I've had the comment sometimes, oh, can I see the scores? And I show the scores and they go, huh? Why is there nothing on it? Well, because it's very much meant for the musicians to put themselves into it and make it grow. And that's what they do. My name is Teis Semey and I am a Danish guitarist. I was born and raised in Denmark, and when I was 7 years old is when I heard my father's friend play guitar for the first time. After I begged my father enough that night to get a guitar, I got one the next day, and I've been playing guitar ever since. There was this local bar where I lived, where the best blues jams, basically, I'm pretty sure in Sweden or in Scandinavia, were held, with some of the best blues musicians that I think ever existed. And me and my friend used to go there all the time, even though we were very underage. So me and my good friend, who also played guitar, managed to get a job in this place doing the dishes. And because we were working there, we got to hang out with the band as well and play with them. And not after long, we had our own band and we started doing regular concerts at this place, and we started touring with this blues band. So a big part of my musical identity has always been groove and rock and blues and guitar-based music. So I think the part of me that's been playing a lot of blues and rock and guitar-based music is a quite distinct part that is interesting to have in contemporary jazz, as I make now. The title of the album is called Where the Fence is the Highest, and it's a sort of English version and inversion of the Danish saying going, you shouldn't jump over the fence where it's the lowest. Kind of meaning that people shouldn't be lazy, they shouldn't take the easy route. I think this album to me signifies that we as a collective, me and my friends, who is also playing with me on the album, have chosen the path of music that is not the easiest. We choose to write ourselves, we choose to very deliberately create something new. We choose to stand very much behind what we do and give this new thing to people as what it is. Knowing that it's hard sometimes, especially in the process of learning how to do this, it can be hard for an audience to hear it, and it can be hard for us to hear it, and it's a lot of hard work, and it comes without saying that when you do this, you also get exposed to flaws and your own vulnerability as an artist. But I think through that, we also manage to make very strong music that in the end is the best that the music can be. So that's why I chose to give the debut album this name, to signify that we as a collective try to take the high road musically, and do something we believe in. The first suite of the album is called the Japan Suite, and it's named so because the Concertgebouw of Amsterdam had an event called Entrée, which is a mini festival, and the theme of it was Japanese impressions. They had asked me to write a piece for 30-40 minutes of music, and yeah, I thought that was a great idea, so I set out to write a suite of music, combined set of tunes for this event. A lot of the inspiration of the piece comes from Hokusai, which is a Japanese 19th century artist, and his woodblock prints. They started becoming mass-produced in Japan and started making their way because of newly opened trade routes to Europe, and a lot of artists got really inspired by them. And what I found interesting looking at those is not only how striking they are as pictures, but also how I realized that a lot of parameters in painting could be translated into music. So reading about this, and looking at them, I saw that Van Gogh, he got inspired by the way they were composed, like how motifs were used in these pictures, how colors were used, how motifs were exploited over a series of paintings, and how stuff like the dimness of colors and how many different colors combined make up a picture. And that was a quite radical different thing from the European art movement at the time. And I realized that this is very combinable to music for me. So I I felt, well, I can do this. It's not so hard in the end. So I had something to work with. So I set up to create these 4 pieces. Hokusai's Woodprints 36 views of Mount Fuji is 36 prints that shows the mountain, but from different sides and angles. And every picture has a completely different vibe and mood, but it's still a picture of the mountain, even though the mountain sometimes is just far, far, far away in the back, and actually it's a scene around it. But I thought it's beautiful how a mountain can collect all these different stories and still just be the same mountain. So the Japan Suite is a collection of 4 views of the ocean. The summer ocean, the fall ocean, winter ocean and spring ocean. And for me they're different specific places, but it doesn't matter so much. For me, Arm to the Teis is many different things. It's, first of all, it's a timepiece in that I was trying to capture the roughness and the directness of the kind of music I was playing, also with the trumpet player of the piece, anyway, a lot at that time. And also the feeling I had in my guts of just, I want something that is very communicable, but still very strong and very, it's a statement and not hidden between any very difficult fast melodies or anything. I've had the comment sometimes, oh, can I see the scores? And I show the scores and they go, huh? Why is there nothing on it? Well, because it's very much meant for the musicians to put themselves into it and make it grow, and that's what they do. So the 3 parts are named after parts of the hand. The first part is called palm. For me, that expresses friendliness and warmth, but also a lot of things. We wave goodbye with the palm only. We shake people's hand with the palm. We also show that we're not hostile with the palm. It's pretty. This is a very important part of symbolically of the hand, I think. On the opposite side of the palm, the second movement is named knuckles, and that's for me to symbolize war, and, destruction, and aggressivity, fighting. It's what we turn outwards when we need to close. And the third part is called fingertips. Fingertips is the sensation of touch. Touching is how we also accept another person or another thing, or how we really open up to it. Recording music always presents us with a lot of decisions to be made in terms of preserving honesty. When you listen to recorded music, you don't know what happened in the background, but of course it's a different thing than making music live. But in recording this album, we very much try to keep the intention of door-to-door salesmanship. We wanted to make the music in a way where you as a listener also can feel that we are actually playing in that moment for you, and it's a directed, translated energy. So we refrain from doing a lot of post-production, but keep it quite clean and honest, and that made the recording process very challenging, because it's some weight upon the shoulders, of course, to play perfect in one take. But I think also it transmits a sort of real dynamic and real flow of music that is translated. So the recording of this was a fantastic experience, with all these musicians coming together and just giving everything we had. And in the end, managing to make some good music. Well, make some fucking important music.